I'm happy, I'm okay. So you can get that from my lawyer.
Are you prepared to prove you're innocent now at the criminal court A?
The lawyer will tell you all that, right? So the lawyer will speak to you all that.
So that talk to Councilor Cheneto Masakwe.
No, I'm not disappointed, not at all. That's a procedure, right? So the essence or the purpose of preliminary hearing is to establish probable cause.
But deep down into your hand, do you think the court established probable cause in connection to the charges against your client?
Well, the matter has just begun, right? So the matter has just begun. So this court had limited jurisdiction, right? It is limited to preliminary hearing. So in the court wisdom, right, say they have established probable cause. Well, they have been transferred. You go to criminal court that has authority to adjudicate this matter, right? And then we go to the matter, and they got to prove the matter there.
Do you think the state have sufficient evidence to win your client?
I don't think so. They don't.
So why didn't happen? Why didn't happen here, Councilor?
Have been transferred to criminal court A. They are now going for a possible indictment. Are you not troubled by that?
I'm not troubled at all. The indictment is just an allegation, right? Just a statement of allegation, right? And with that statement of allegation, the defendant are presumed innocent until the contrary proof. 1, 2, they have the burden of proof. The state has to prove beyond a reasonable doubt, in establishing this matter. So the indictment does not amount to conviction.
For the account, they prove that you have a strong defense in this matter.
Yeah, we do. We do. Reasonable doubt, right? And so they have the burden of proof. That burden of proof remain with them until this matter is established. Right?
Are you going to the Supreme Court, Council?
We have not reached the Supreme Court.
But you took exceptions.
We took exception where
to the ruling.
It is a requirement of the law that the procedure.
Okay, so
that's a procedure.
Okay.
Yeah. So what do we expect for your legal team at this point? Looking at all of the audio,
is to adequately represent the defendant in this matter, right? We represent the interest and ensure that justice is administered. Right?
Council, are you disappointed?
I am not disappointed at all. Not at all. We're not disappointed. This is a procedure. I told you this is a procedure. The matter doesn't end here, right? The matter has been transferred to the court that has authority to investigate this kind of crime charge. So at that court, they have to prove beyond reasonable doubt. The matter is going to start de novo me. The matter is going to start all over at criminal court A. And they got to come forward with the evidence. They got to give out what they call discovery, the set of evidence that they rely on to charge the defendants. And we're going to go through this matter.
There is a training audio currently that audio seems to be the state major evidence. Are you intimidated by that audio?
The first thing I don't speak to speculation, so I don't know what you're talking about. I don't refer to social media evidence. I refer to the set of facts that we presented to me. So the discovery that the prosecution will present to us is what we want to refer to, not social media evidence.
How strong is your legal team?
Very strong, my brother. One of the best in this country.
Councilor, other fair you.
What makes you strong?
Councilor, you, the record speak for itself. You ask for Councilor Jonathan Massacre, right? The record speak for itself. From the magistrate court to the Supreme Court. Go there. I will not speak for everyone. So you need to tell your colleague that I'm one of the
yes.
You're a judicial reporter, right? So you need to tell him that.
So in your argument at the level of the Monrovia City Court, I mean your point here was there were no substantial ground, meaning as to where the source of these evidence was from, especially the evidence from the prosecution. Now it was based upon this that you've been pushing for the case to be dismissed, and you see the case have, the evidence have been accepted and it's going to be forwarded to the court. You're not going to pay for the prosecution. I mean, do you still think you still have a hope to see how best the court can?
So when the judge gave his final ruling, we took exception, right? That's a procedure, right? We know that we go to criminal court A, we're going to make it a matter of point at the court there that we took exception to the lower court decision before criminal court A. So it doesn't suggest to you or suffice to say we accepted whatever the court says. As a matter of fact, this court has limited jurisdiction. This court does not have jurisdiction to charge this matter. What the court jurisdiction is limited to criminal hearing to establish probable cause. Now that the court said that there is probable cause to further charge or prosecute this matter, right? We go now to criminal court A as a new transfer to start this matter de novo, and they have to prove that case. It doesn't show.
Do you think so far for the pre-trial,
the pre-hearing of the case at the Monrovia City Court that just ended, do you think some of the charges are applicable? Like they charge nearly everybody for also criminal ministry, criminal facilitation, conspiracy. Do you think some of the charges are applicable based on the evidence that you are seeing so far?
Well, we got our strategy, right? We can't speak to all of the issues in the press, right? So when we speak to all of the issues, we get a clue. We don't want to get a clue. So when we get a criminal code A, having presented to us the discovery, we're going to peruse those evidence are presented to us. We're going to make our representation.
Councillor Masako, before you leave, please. Another issue that prosecution is also pushing is the fact that the same crimes, that were level against Edwards and others should similarly be transferred to the full lawmakers. Do you see that as also troubling, especially where you are moving at the level of the...
Well, I don't understand the mentality of the prosecution, right? Because if you're accusing 4 lawmakers of arson, right? It also suffices or it suggests to me that you have to put them on the crime scene. Now, at this hearing, they establish that? Well, it's left for them to answer. What we're saying, at criminal code A, they have the burden of proof. They have to prove beyond the reasonable doubt that these guys are charged and they are guilty of the crime charge. Alright? And they'll be convicted. They have that burden of proof. We don't have the burden of proof. It remains with them until the matter is completed.
Thank you so much, Councillor Masako. All right, Councillor. So you listened to Councillor Chineton Masakwe. Let's get Sylvester. Yes. Let's get to the constitutional lawyer. Councillor Bambu, welcome. Are you a Muslim?
Today they having something in honor memorial of the Sawyer Foundation. Amos Sawyer.
Okay.
Amos Sawyer was a politician. Amos Sawyer, it was during his time, his interim government, when my husband, former Chief Justice, who was nominated to serve as Chief Justice, he's an activist. So I'm going there. You see, the last time when they sprayed me with tear gas, my boys on his feet told me, say, raw potato grease. So I went there. I had to come to the court every time.
So please,
So I said, now leave it. I see the tea. So anything.
So will you be waiting to join the legal team for Koffa? Because you're representing out there at the police station.
That's a damn lie. I was not representing him.
You say you will stand for the rule of law.
The rule of law. That's why I don't have your girls interview me. Because you read, you learn, and you listen, you talk. They say, you say, I say, and I in a say.
But it's the same rule of law that continues.
Councillor Boo.
Please, if you got some kind of thing against or for Koffa, leave me or enough for me more, you go here, Titi Gabele.
That's
So, Jackson. So, assistance. Where are we now? The case has been transferred.
Yes. So, like
to criminal code A.
Yes. So, the judge in his ruling made it clear that the prosecution proved the criminal party case. So for that reason, the case has been transferred to the criminal court.
Let's say that again, because this is the most important part of today's, hearing. What happens to the prosecuting
the 4
lawyer?
5 defendants will now move to criminal court A for the full trial of this entire allegations that were leveraged against them. So the judge ruled and said the prosecution proved beyond that. Showing different links of their participations that warrant criminal participation, criminal
conspiracy,
criminal mischief,
criminal facilitation,
everything. So they are linked to it one way or the other for what the prosecution presented. So
this court is now convinced.
Yes.
Therefore, now push it to criminal code A. So from criminal code A,
criminal code is the one that has the full jurisdiction for such matter. So, as I said, they are going to go through the full trial, and after the full trial, they will come up with a ruling. Whoever that is not satisfied will now go to the Supreme Court.
But
as best practice, they will be indicted. Indictment is also an allegation, so they will be indicted as a defendant before this court, and then you have the matter being proceeded with. But today, the greater thing here is the preliminary hearing started on Monday and it ended on Thursday, which is an argument. Today, they could use and say the defendants, the judge has proven, or the prosecution has proven beyond all reasonable doubt. Yes, this guy, one way or other, committed this act, so the matter is now moved to Court A. So there we are. Thank you folks for following Spoon TV. We've been here since last week Friday up to today, and they said the defendants will.
Yeah, so but let's talk about Darius. Darius, you are one of those who've been following the case. Now the court has pushed this entire case to criminal court A, certifying with the prosecutors. What's the take?
Yeah, so this is what we all expected, because looking at the nature of the case is surrounded by criminal aspects. Some of it includes some of the charges are criminal charges: criminal facilitation, criminal mischief, criminal conspiracy, criminal facilitation, solicitation. So we knew that to some extent this case was going to be forwarded at the criminal court A. But then, mind you, now the court that just ruled lacks the jurisdiction to hear criminal. Proper course. So now that the case has been forwarded to criminal court A, that means that the case will now begin all over. There will be an indictment, and then the case begins.
Do you think there are some level of progress is made by this is the beginning point of the entire case, since they've left prison to this court, and now the court has certified with the prosecution laws evidence and
the way the procedures are laid down, one can celebrate as progress or achievement until the final end, then you know that you are finally indicted those people and they are found guilty. But until that time, you cannot celebrate, because mind you, like I said, the Monrovia City Court does not establish the merit of the case. It only establishes the probable cause, which today it has established, and then now forward the case to the criminal court A.
What do you think would be the stand of the defendants in making sure that since they have migrated from this court now, criminal court A is at the level of the entire case, like the middle of the entire case. From criminal court A, if the final review is out, the level whoever, maybe if you are dissatisfied, you go to the final officer of the court and the Supreme Court, and once the Supreme Court rules, definitely that's the end. So we are the middle of the entire case. What chances do you think defendants, can apply to making sure that the former speaker?
I think one of the things that put the defense in a position is list of evidence in terms of how does it link their clients. So they have gotten the first gist of what the evidence is of the prosecution. So now they can now go and prepare themselves to come back at the criminal court. Mind you, like I said, the grand jury are not sitting at criminal court on the August. But if the court deems it appropriate, they can also call for special jury.
So that's it. Thank you so much, Darius. Darius, though, he's one of our colleagues at Spoon Network, and of course, Jackson, this is a ground. But Jackson, I know since this case has been transferred to criminal court A, it might take another period following the entire case, and it might be 1 month, 2 months, whatever a level, how the court will prioritize this case and speed it up, to see the final ruling. But from last week Friday, like we said, been following the cases last week Friday, and today is Friday. That is complete 1 week, 1 week of this hearing, and today
this court has pushed this case to criminal court A, and we expect, the way this case was actually speed up, criminal court A to prioritize the case and speed it up, and in subsequent time, a Liberian can know exactly where we are as it relates to the arson, criminal case, the first branch of the Liberian government, specifically at the House of Representatives. So, folks, that is Melvin Johnson, our judiciary correspondent with Spoon TV, has been following the case. Mapuli Damas Slanga, he has been here updating us sufficiently as it relates to the case. I'm Sylvester Chirople, Darius was just here providing
Nelson Kole.
Of course, Nelson Kole has also been here. Joasi Joe, since last week Friday, we all have been here making sure that the public can be informed as it relates to this case. And as it stands now, criminal court A, I want to just show something, the top of justice. Okay, justice for us. We can see it right there. But Jackson, if you were to be asked, how long do you think this case can take since it has been pushed to criminal court A?
Yes, so the prosecution will have to do that indictment, and after indictment, the court will have to place it on the docket. I can simply tell you it won't be for this term because this term is winding down already. So we must see the following thing. If the prosecution deem it necessary to speed it and move on with this matter, because the thing here is they are the ones that want to see the logical conclusion faster than the defense do. Yes. So they will have to push it to ensure that it gets on the docket for the next term, and then we can see
when the next term begins.
No. Of course, we in
June.
We just got we in the March term already.
Okay.
So from March is the June August term. Yeah,
August. Oh yes, August term. Yeah. All right. So about 2 months for now.
Yes. So
wow.
After the August term, then probably it might come on the target the August term, or maybe even as the October, all of my term, just like that. So, but as it's saying, whatever way it may be, we will continue to let the public about it. But again, for those of you just joining us, the Monrovia City Court has established to control the Monrovia City Court judge. The prosecution has established a previous facet case against the defendants. So this matter will now be moved to criminal.
It has already been moved.
Yeah. So the judge instructed the clerk to compile all of the records and have it been transferred to criminal court A for that.
So we also want to recap that of the 4 defendants, only 2 were present today, and those who were present, Abu Kamara and Representative Dubi, right? Debbie. Representative Sibo, Dixon Sibo, he was not here. Including the former speaker, he was also not here. All right. So the court, has made a decision.
The entire ruling and. We move now to the next stage, and whatever update we will bring that to you as our esteemed followers and listeners or viewers. Thank you, folks. Sylvester Chirope, Melvin Jackson will be here. Thanks so kindly, and bye-bye.